In lesson 412, we're working on decimal addition algorithm. You will need your whiteboard marker, and your math journal. So let's go ahead with a mental math warm-up. What you're going to do is add these in your head. Let me give you an example. If we have a 2, a whole number 2, 2.0, or 2 and 0 tenths is 2. It's saying there's a 4 in the tenths place and a 9 in the hundredths. So would you do the next one on your whiteboard? Pause the video as needed. 7 in the ones place, a 3 in the tenths, and then 1 in the hundredths. How would you read that number? It would be read 7 and 31/100ths. Go ahead and say it. All right, next one, you're going to write it. Here's a little help. Goes to the tens place and all the way out to the thousands place. The next one, go ahead and write out those two decimals. Pause the video. Remember, I expect that you do this with me. So if you haven't done it, your video should be paused at this time. 30 plus 7 plus 5 tenths plus 6 hundredths plus 8 thousandths. How would you read this number? It would be read 37 and 568 thousandths. Say it. All right, number 2, 6 times 10 is the same thing as 60. 3 times 1, 3 in the ones place. And 9 times 1/10 would be 9 tenths. And 8 times 100th would be 8 hundredths. How would you say that number? 63 and 98 hundredths. Say it. All right, last type of warm-up like this. This is going to go into the hundredths place and all the way out to the thousands. The second one goes to the hundredths place and to the thousands. You will need some zeros in this one. Pause your video and write out these decimals. 700 plus 30, nothing in the ones place, nothing in the tenths, 7 in the hundredths, and 1 in the thousandths. How would you read that number? Try it. It would be read 730 and 71/100ths. Say it. And the second one, 9 times 100 is 900. Nothing in the tens place. 4 times 1 is 4. Nothing in the tenths, nothing in the hundredths, but 8 times 1 thousandths would be 8 thousandths. How would you read that number? It would be read 904 and 8 thousandths. Say it. Go ahead and move into our journal, page 146. Page 146. Using algorithms to add decimals. For problems 1 through 6, make an estimate. That's our first task. Write a number sentence to show how you estimated. Second task. Then solve using partial sums, addition, column addition, or U.S. traditional division or addition. So then we'll solve it. Show your work. Use your estimates to check that your answers make sense. And again, I will be having you take a picture of your completed journal page. First thing we're going to do is 2 and 3 tenths, closer to 2 or 3. Closer to 2, and 7 and 6 tenths, closer to 7 or 8. Remember, the ones place, look 1 to the right, it's 5 or more, it's closer to 8. Our answer should be close to 10. Let's go ahead and line up our decimals. Make sure that the decimal points line up, as do the ones place and the tenths place. Watch your sign, whether it's addition or subtraction. First thing I like to do is bring my decimal point straight down so I don't forget it. 3 plus 6 is 9, and 2 plus 7 is 9. Is our answer close to our estimate? Absolutely. The answer is 9 9/10. Number 2, 6 4/10. Is that closer to 6 or 7? The 10th place is 4 or less, so we're going to let it rest at 6. 8 7/10. Is that closer to 8 or 9? Closer to 9. So 6 plus 9 is 15. Now we're going to carefully line up our decimals and our place value. First thing I'm going to do is bring my decimal point straight down. 4 plus 7 is 11. Carry your 1 just like you would in whole numbers. 1 plus 6 is 7. 7 plus 8 is 15. Our answer is close to the estimate. How would you say our answer? It would be read 15 1/10. Number 3, let's round that again to the nearest whole number. So we're still going to look to the tens place, even though we have a number in the hundredths, but it's the 0 that determines 4 or less, let it rest. So 7 6/100 is closer to 7. Looking at the ones place, 1 to the right. 5 or more, raise a score. So is it closer to 14 or 15? Closer to 15. What is 7 plus 15? It is 22. Now be careful, as you have more digits, you want to make sure they line up. 7 6/100, 14 93/100. Make sure the tenths, the hundredths, all of those place values line up. 6 plus 3 is 9. 0 plus 9 is 9. Bring my decimal point straight down. 7 plus 4 is 11. Carry my 1. 1 plus 1 is 2. The answer is, how would you read that? 21 99/100, and it's very close to 22. Moving down the page, number 4. 21 47/100 plus 9 68/100. Let's round it to the nearest whole number. Is 21 47/100 closer to 21 or 22? 4 or less, let it rest. It's closer to 21. 9 6/8. So look to the tenths place. It's 5 or more. We're going to raise the score. What's 1 more than 9? 10. Add that in your head. 21 plus 10 is 31. I'm going to carefully line up my decimal points and each of my place values. First thing I'm going to do is bring my decimal point straight down. Then I can go ahead and add. 7 plus 8 is 15. Carry your 1. 1 plus 4 is 5. 5 plus 6 is 11. Carry your 1. I already brought the decimal point straight down. 1 plus 1 is 2. 2 plus 9 is 11. Carry my 1. 2 plus 1 is 3. The answer is 31 15/100. Go ahead and read it. Now number 5, it still doesn't matter that we're out to the thousands place because we're still rounding to the nearest whole number. So is 3 514 thousandths closer to 3 or 4? Look 1 to the right, 5 or more. Raise the score, it's closer to 4. 5 282 thousandths. The number to the right of the ones place is 4 or less, so we're going to let it rest at 5. 4 plus 5 is 9. Now again, the more digits you get, carefully line them up. First thing I'm going to do is bring my decimal point straight down. Again, remember you're writing all of this. I should see you carrying your numbers. I should see everything, the estimation, the actual answer. You'll be taking a picture of it. Let's go ahead and start in the thousandths place. 4 plus 2 is 6. 1 plus 8 is 9. 5 plus 2 is 7. Brought my decimal point straight down. 3 plus 5 is 8. So our answer is 8 and 796 thousandths, which is very close to 9. Number 6, 19 and 46 thousandths. Look one to the right, 4 or less, let it rest. So we'll keep it at 19. And 71 and 24 hundredths, is that closer to 71 or 72? Closer to 71. Or if you would like, you can also round to the nearest 10. So is 19 and 46 thousandths closer to 10 or 20? So you can estimate this and make it easier. 71 and 24 hundredths closer to 70 or 80. Either way, I can add those in my head. 19 plus 71 is 90. And look at 20 plus 70 is 90 as well. Let's go ahead and line those up. 19 and 46 thousandths. 71 and 24 hundredths. Now remember, I can add a 0 after that so that I can line up those columns. I'm going to bring my decimal point straight down. 6 plus 0 is 6. 4 plus 4 is 8. 0 plus 2 is 2. 9 plus 1 is 10. Carrier 1. 1 plus 1 is 2. 2 plus 7 is 9. How would you read that? It would be read 90 and 286 thousandths. We won't worry about, but how did you make your estimate? Well, if I look at, say, for example, problem 6, I will say I rounded to the nearest 10, added that up. And then how did you use your estimate to check your answer made sense? And in each one of these, we checked that our answer was close to our estimation. All right, since this was a shorter lesson, we're going to do a little bit with math boxes on page 147. Page 147. Number 1, put the following numbers in order from least to greatest. So I'm going to start with 7, 7, 0, 0. Which one's the smallest? Well, 0 is. So I'll move to the next place value. Ignore these two for just a minute. A 0 in the tens place and a 7. Which is smallest? This one would be read 71 ten thousandths. Then there was only one other number that started with 0. So I'll put that one next. Now I'm going to go back to the two numbers that began with the whole number 7. If the 7 and the 7 are the same, I'm going to go in the tens place. 1 or 0, which one is smaller? Well, 0 is 7 and 1/100th is smaller than 7 and 1/10. Number 2, 30,000 is equal to what? 3 times, and how many zeros are there? 1, 2, 3, 4. 3 times 10 to the 4th. B, we have 6 million, so we take 6 times 10 to the, we're going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 10 to the 6th power. Number 3, Evelyn is going on a hike. She will hike 4 miles in all. So far, she has hiked half of the total distance. How far has she hiked? So what it's asking is, what is half of 4? You can write that as 4 halves. How many 2's are there in 4? There are 2 miles. And lastly, write the decimal in words. This would be written as 31 and 4 hundredths. Remember that you have the THS there. And B is read 6 and 208, and that's in the thousandths. Again, adding that THS on the end.